Kedves versenyzők, még egy utolsó kérés, utolsó figyelmeztetés, azonnal kezdődik az ünnepélyes megnyitó, kérnénk, hogy mindenki foglalja el a helyét az asztalnál.
Dear competitors of the first qualifier, this is your final warning. Please come and sit down at your designated desk as soon as possible, so we can start on time. Thank you.
Még egy kicsit gyere közelebb.
Nem ám kiszúrsz velem valami bonyi szöveggel.
Nem, hát ennyi.
Hölgyeim és uraim, kedves versenyzőink, nagyon sok szeretettel köszöntünk mindenkit az első Puzzle Európa bajnokságon, sőt mondhatjuk, hogy a kontinens legelső ilyen szintű hivatalos kirakó csatáján.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Budapest, Hungary. Welcome to the first European Jigsaw Puzzle Championship, which is actually the first official championship of this kind.
Ma 3 egyéni selejtező és 2 páros selejtező, amit megrendezünk. A nap végére tehát jó néhány kirakott kép, pár izzadt tenyér és sok büszke mosoly lesz majd itt a csarnokban.
Today we are going to have 3 individual qualifiers and 2 pair qualifiers, meaning by the end of the day we're going to have lots of pictures, sweaty palms and hopefully happy faces.
Szeretném bemutatni azt az embert, akinek az egész esemény az álma volt, és ma már a valóságunk része, a Magyarországi Puzzle Egyesület elnöke, Kubinka János.
Let me introduce you János Kubinka, who had this event as a dream and who actually made this dream come true.
És át is adnám a szót, hogy nyisd meg az eseményt.
Köszönöm szépen, sok szeretettel köszöntök mindenkit itt Magyarországon, Budapesten, az első Puzzle Európa bajnokságon. Sok sikert és jó játékot kívánok mindenkinek!
Welcome everybody again here in Budapest to the first Jigsaw Puzzle Europeanship, and have fun and good luck to everybody.
Köszönjük szépen!
Thank you!
És akkor mielőtt belevágunk, néhány fontos tudnivaló, nem bonyolult, de annál lényegesebb.
Okay, before we start the day, there are some very important rules that you should know.
Kérjük szépen, hogy némítsátok le a telefonokat, mert nem szeretnénk, hogy egy pittyenés miatt esetleg egy sarokdarab elguruljon.
Okay, please make sure that your cell phones are either on mute or switched off to make sure that you don't disturb anybody during the competition.
Nagyon köszönjük, hogy eddig sem nyúlt hozzá senki a zsákokhoz. A fair play itt is nagyon fontos.
Okay, thank you very much for not touching the bag so far. Make sure you don't touch the bag until we let you touch it, okay?
Mindenki egy vadonatúj 500 darabos Truffle Premium Puzzle-t kap.
Everybody is going to receive a 500-piece brand new truffle jigsaw puzzle.
A kirakásra 90 perc áll rendelkezésetekre, se több, se kevesebb.
You will have 90 minutes to complete the puzzle, not more, not less.
A dobozokat előkészítettük, de hogyha valakinek mégis szorosan záródna, akkor az majd jelezze.
All the boxes are prepared for you, but if you have any problems opening them, raise your hands and let us know immediately.
Az egyéni selejtezőből a 62 leggyorsabb versenyző jut majd a döntőbe.
The first 62 fastest competitors will get to the final.
Amint elkészültetek, kérnénk szépen, hogy emeljétek fel a kezeteket, és hangos stop jelzéssel jelezzetek a versenybíróknak.
Once you are finished, raise your hand and say stop loud.
A segítő felírja az aktuális időt, ami a kivetítőn is látható lesz, és ha minden stimmel, akkor ez az időeredmény kerül majd a rendszerbe.
Your helper will record the time, okay, which we can see on the screen behind us. And if the time is correct, everything is fine, then this time will be recorded officially.
Ha esetleg hiányozna egy darabka, azt rögzítjük, de időbüntetést nem adunk, ennek csak holtverseny esetén lesz jelentősége.
If there is by any chance a piece missing, you won't get a time punishment for that. It will be recorded, and it's only important if there is a draw.
Ezek tehát a legfontosabb szabályok, de még mielőtt belekezdenénk a versenybe, szeretném kérni egy kicsit a versenyzők, a résztvevők segítségét, illetve a segítőket arra, hogy emeljék fel a kezüket, hiszen elsősorban nekik köszönhetitek, hogy itt versenyezhettek a mai napon. Egy nagy tapsal szeretném kérni, hogy köszönjük meg mindenkinek a segítségét, aki benne volt abban, hogy létrejöhet az első Puzzle Európa bajnokság.
I would like to ask you to give a big applause to the helpers who, if you look around, they are just actually raising their hands, so you know whom to turn to in case you are finished or in case there's any trouble.
Szóval köszönjük még egyszer a segítséget, most jöjjön a taps a segítőknek.
A big applause for the helpers. Thank you.
És akkor még néhány praktikus információ. A Truffle Puzzle, amivel játszotok, limitált szériás, és a verseny után természetesen bontatlan állapotban megvásárolható lesz majd a regisztrációs pult mellett.
Okay, some extra information. The truffle puzzle that you are completing today is a limited edition that you can actually purchase after the competition at the counter, okay? Obviously in an unopened condition.
Ez az a puzzle, amit kirakhattok újra, vagy hogyha túl nehéz a feladat, akkor valakinek odaadhatjátok a családból, vagy a rokonságból, hát ha ők jobban boldogulnak vele.
This is the puzzle that you can take home with you, okay? Complete it again, or give it to somebody you don't like.
Még két információ, szuper jó pólókat vásárolhattok itt a terem bal oldalán, illetve fölsőket, természetesen mindenféle különböző puzzle-ös mintákkal és feliratokkal.
You can buy some t-shirts and some hoodies with some jigsaw puzzle patterns, okay, on your left-hand side.
És a régiójáték is itt van, mégpedig az emeleten Ravensburger puzzle-okkal várnak benneteket, hogyha nem lesz elég a mai napon a kirakózásból.
And if you look behind on the balcony, you can see régiójáték, who are actually selling Ravensburger puzzles today.
Szóval keresétek őket is nyugodtan. És akkor még egy extra információ, a páros és a csapatversenyre még lehet helyben nevezni.
Okay, some extra information. You can still enter for pair and team events if you wish.
Szóval aki a mai napon csak bemelegít, az nyugodtan a selejtezője után a regisztrációs pultnál még nevezhet a páros, illetve a csapatversenyre.
So if you are just warming up and would like to take part in a pair or team competition, then you can register at the registration desk.
És akkor, kedves versenyzők, kedves szurkolók, kedves kísérők, egy nagy tapsot szeretnék kérni, egy nagy bíztatást szeretnék kérni a verseny kezdete előtt valamennyi résztvevőnknek.
And a big applause for yourself, please, everybody, spectators as well. Thank you.
Azt hiszem, hogy minden készen áll. Sok sikert kívánunk mindenkinek.
We are ready. Good luck to everybody.
Kezdődjön tehát az egyéni első selejtező. Visszaszámolunk.
We are going to have a countdown.
5,
5,
4,
4,
3, 2, 1, puzzle!
Shoot.
And the competition is off. Welcome to the day one of the European Jigsaw Puzzle Championship in Budapest, Hungary. I am Fruzsina Wilhelm, and I will be your host for most of the weekend, supported by a good selection of co-hosts. For the first round, it is going to be Chiara Dell'Antonio from Italy, Germany. Welcome.
Hi.
Yes, and it's off. People are already flipping. The boxes have been opened,
They
and I would
are.
say it is time for us to open ours as well and
Let's.
find out what the image is.
So let me start by saying these bags are really nice.
Yes, I actually love them because they are not see-through. So it's actually a material where you can like not see what the puzzle is going to be. Like there are some others where like, you know, when they just place it on the table, you can kind of make out the image, and if you have already known what the like you have done the puzzle before, you might recognize it.
Okay. I still think you could be able to see through a little bit in some cases. Depends on the puzzle and the colors.
And the lighting.
But they are
probably.
like not plastic, they are actual
They are actually fabric, yes.
fabric. Yes. Thank you.
And yes, so this is the image that we have. And it is kind of like a countryside vibe with like the typical English townhouse with like a farm in the background and like a big truck in the front.
With a red door, apparently.
Yeah, there's like a very like
Lots of
highlighted red door in the entire thing, like a bunch of apples all around, which can be like actually a tricky thing to like make out which apple goes where. But there are definitely some very good big chunks of the image that you can like sort out pretty well, I would say. Yes, we're
Agree.
going to see how people are going to tackle this. So far, we're still in the flipping phase. Everyone is like, I can see some tables already where people are sorting a little bit along with flipping, but mostly it's just the flipping so far.
I think, I see a couple of tables here in the front. I believe Mercedes already finished flipping and is starting with the edge.
It looks like she is starting with the edge, yes.
She was very fast with her flip.
In the image, we can see Stein, though, right now from Belgium, Stein Hudders, and he's still flipping, doing great there.
Yep.
We have a very good number of participants today. In the first round, we have 128 people from multiple countries. There's definitely at least 10 or 12. I don't exactly have the list of countries in front of me right now. But yes, it's going to be very interesting to see how people approach this puzzle.
We'll see very soon.
How would you approach this puzzle?
I think I would start with the car, just by, seeing the image. Then as always, like you never know when like you're flipping the pieces if the pieces look like you expect from the image, but from looking at the image, I believe the car would be what I go for.
Yeah, the car could be something, even though I would be afraid to go like immediately for the big
Yeah.
blue section. Like most probably, I like the road, for example. Like this bottom corner seems very nice. Like the roof is actually pretty nice because there's like a big house in the top right corner of the
Yep.
image. Like that can be like a very accented part. And then what's challenging is this green mess in the middle,
Yeah.
which is
But
like the
you can-
ivory.
I expect a lot of people might finish with that.
Most probably that's going
We
to be
will
what we
see.
see at the very end. I'm trying to open up the box a little bit so that we can look at
I
what
can
is
help.
happening.
I have longer nails.
All right.
Let's see if I can. help.
Okay.
Well, the
One is
stickers do.
removed.
Oh no, the stickers don't peel off.
No, they
that
don't peel off
nicely.
very easily. What is special about this puzzle is that it's a premium quality trefoil puzzle and it's specifically made for the event. It's an unreleased puzzle and
Are they
yeah,
going
limited
to
edition.
sell it afterwards?
It's
Oh, no.
going to be sold afterwards as well. I think
Oh.
it's going to be released on the 7th of July, but I'm not entirely sure. So it does have the European Jigsaw Puzzle Championship logo on
here
the
in the
top right
corner.
corner.
And also on the box.
Yes, so it's very special. It is definitely very exciting, and we're going to take a look at like the pieces of like what quality it is.
Once we manage.
Once we
opening up the
manage to
box.
open.
Luckily, they are cat for all of our participants. I didn't see anyone struggle with the box.
Yes,
so that
exactly.
worked out.
So far we haven't had anyone who had an unopened box. It happens at every single competition because like yeah, they distribute hundreds of puzzles in a day.
Oh.
It can happen that like one slips in that is not exactly cut. And it's actually not the kind of bag that we were talking about earlier because there are some trefoil puzzles that have like a very crunchy like chips packaging.
Yeah,
like.
what I've heard it described as it sounds like a bag of like Lay's chips, you know, those that have like a lot of air in it.
Yes, exactly. But this is then just a regular puzzle bag, and then we're
And
going
there's
to
a
take look.
poster in
There
the
is a
in the
poster
box.
inside, which is quite practical as well. And then, yeah, this is what we have as quality here. It's like thinner pieces. I would say that thinner than like Ravensburger puzzles, for example. But yeah, I like the shape, to be honest.
Is it different from the usual truffle? I can't tell.
I don't think so. It's actually also the same thickness. So they are on the thinner side, the pieces, definitely. And they also feel like a little bit smaller.
They are small, but like truffle tends to be small.
Yeah, that is also
So
true.
let's see, commenting on the pieces. We can find quite a few pieces already together in this box.
Which is lucky for some competitors who have this in their
Yeah.
in their bags. That's already like a slight
also
advantage.
Can make the competition less balanced.
Yes.
So there's quite a few. And I actually have to say that the green might not be as bad as it looked like because you can spot different type of greens.
Yes,
now that I see
exactly.
the pieces.
Also, it feels a little bit like the image is darker on the box than on the puzzle pieces. A little
Yes.
bit. So the image might be a little bit more pronounced than what we see on the box.
We can't show that to you, unfortunately.
But you're going to see it from once the participants are starting to assemble the puzzles. It's going to be more probably visible of like how pronounced the image itself is. And as just a short information, because we have received like messages from people that there's no commenting on the live stream at the moment. We are working on it. It's mostly like YouTube settings. For this round, we can't change it anymore. It might change for the later rounds. So if you want to start commenting, you can probably later. But until then, you're just going to have to listen to what is going on and maybe discuss it in private messages with the people that you are following along with. And yes, we are now seeing more and more edges being formed.
Yeah, I can see a lot of edges for sure. I'm also curious what else people are working on. I see like Teresa has a block of something on her table.
Yes.
And it might be the red part of the car, but I can't tell for sure.
Currently, we can see on the screen Veronica and Mercedes right next to each other, and they
Yes.
are doing two completely different approaches because Veronica has the majority of the frame like spread out, while
And
Mercedes
she has the pieces inside the frame. Like
With-
that's a very
daring.
yeah.
It is a surprising method. And then Mercy right next to her was mostly working on chunks of the image already, so she's working more like with this starburst kind of solving. And then number 7,
Ye-
we have Martina.
She
And-
has a lot of nice sorting. Has the door already done? Seems to be working on the sky. Oh, apparently there is a tiny section of sky. I didn't notice that. It's like here on top of the house.
And it's tricky because
It might be more than one line of pieces then, looking at it, because I don't see anything of the house there. So
it's probably a nice section to get started with, yes. And then there's like the tricky little section underneath the tree as well, which is also like a bit of the sky, but it's like very different in color from the top right corner. So that can also be like a nice little chunk to work on.
we see another red door of the car. Yeah, I think the car is going to be popular.
The
I
car-
haven't seen anyone start with a house that you like a lot yet.
Interesting, yes. Even though it does have like tricky sections, but it might be easy to confuse with the door a little bit.
I'm not sure. Like, it looks way more orange than red. Or
No, like yeah, we
actually,
have
I can't spot the house. Okay, now we are looking at the pieces again.
Probably that's why people are not starting with the house, because it's not that easy to make it out from like all the rest. But like the door actually stands out pretty well. Like that's a good place to start. And I'm already seeing the door being made on like a number of tables.
Me too. And I see also a lot of edges. That's surprising. I didn't expect so many people to do the full edge on a puzzle like this with so many like clear sections.
I think it's
a strategy.
very much like a habit thing. There are people who just do the edge because it gives you like a sense of security, so that like you know how big the image is going to be. Because also it's not that common to have treffer puzzles at competitions for most people, and it might be an indication of how big the image is going to be.
That's true.
So it gives you like a little bit of orientation to go by.
Yeah.
Veronika
Oh, this is
Wald from
interesting.
Slovakia here, who seems to be working on like a pick and place way of going around this.
Yeah, and now is doing the red door though.
Yes, exactly. But there's like a lot of pieces that are floating around in like the almost completed edge. So she probably has like a rough idea of where they're going to be. And then once she finds like the surrounding pieces, that's going to like come
I think
together
she
better.
worked on all of the whitish areas, so like the sky blobs and then this rail too, the fence. There's a white fence here on the side, and I think she had that already.
Exactly, that looked like
in
it.
blocks at least, not maybe like all of the pieces, but almost.
Yes.
Another
something like
door
that.
and edge. Okay, people seem to be pretty consistent.
Yes.
I'm curious. I'd like to see someone who's doing something different.
Yeah, we are always looking for like a surprising strategy here.
Yeah.
Currently, I can't really see the table numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's table 25. She's actually a Hungarian competitor, and I know for a fact that she has been doing pretty well in the beginner category before. So this is her, I think, I don't want to say very first competition, but like the first in like this setting.
So was that like your competition?
It is. There was a competition in March in Hungary where they also have like a beginner and an advanced category, and there the beginner category is also doing 90 minutes and 500 pieces, but they are like separated from the people who are called the pros. So it's mostly, I think, a security thing for people, so that like if they feel unsure about how they're going to do at a competition, they can go into the beginner category instead of having to immediately go up to the experienced competitors.
Well, it's also a chance of, placing better, potentially, like for your first time. I think it's something that Michelle is also doing with the AJJs, with the 50 plus
Yes, exactly.
club groups. Also, it's not live stream, so less pressure. Plus, you get a higher chance of winning a prize, and
Exactly, it gives like a little boost
nice.
of confidence for starting out.
Yeah, I think it's a nice idea. I like that it's an option.
Yes, I'm a very big advocate for people for people in beginner categories and the 50 plus club as well. So yes, now we see Tekla and SJ right next to each other. Tekla from Hungary, Tekla Roj, and SJ Bodel from the UK. And they also seem to be doing a very similar strategy next to each other, like some pieces floating in an almost completed edge.
Yeah. I can't see the whole table of Tekla.
Very good. So yes, our image is now removed and we can see a little bit better. Yes, so with table number 29, we can see that is a competitor from Spain, Irene Rodriguez Mercante. And she has the entire car done. This is a new approach.
Yes. This is what I would have started with. But also, I can't tell if she sorted out the edges or not. Oh, yeah, I think she did. Like that pile there on the left.
On the very left, those are the edge pieces, yes.
She also has pieces around everywhere, also between the edge and the car, so we'll see. Table management is something that is interesting.
It does seem to be spacious, so
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like people are struggling with like too many pieces. Like especially with Tobias Primer here, we can see from Sweden that like he likes spreading out his pieces so that he can like see everything. And here as well, you can see like there's a good spread of pieces so that he can have a good overview at it. Most of the car is done on his table as well, and the edge, and it seems like he's sorting something, which might be the back of the car or some darker section. It's probably parts of the car for now.
Yeah. Can't tell what it is. It looks very dark, but
It seems like he's sorting something dark, yes.
it does look like there is enough room on the table for all the pieces to be very well spread out, like with nothing overlapping, and still have room for the whole puzzle.
Exactly.
Which looks nice. Yeah.
Yes. You were mentioning something about the table boards earlier?
Yes, I was mentioning, this was before we went like online, but I forgot to go and look at a table and look at how the boards actually look like. So I'm very curious. Like, did you touch them? Did you see them?
I have puzzled on them before because these have been used for Hungarian competitions before. I think a lot of the things at those competitions were like a pre-run for this competition. They are pretty nice. Not like what I could compare them to is the world's boards, because those are like these plastic super slippery ones. These are not as slippery, so it gives like a more smooth touch to the entire table. And that is exactly the reason why, because like the tables are like these plastic portable tables, and they don't exactly have the same surface because some are more used than the others, and that's why these boards are placed on top so that like everyone has like the exact same surface.
And they look like thicker, right? Like they are like solid.
Yes,
boards?
it's not exactly cardboard. It's this foam material, I think, that you can get in like hardware stores and things like that. It's like these white boards that you can use for pretty much everything.
So they are like not super solid, and they could have dance very easily. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I know that they are very popular in the US for like puzzling trays or to puzzle on.
Yes.
But I've tried touching one first, and it's like if I just lay with a little bit too much energy, like with my elbow or something, then like it has a dent, and it's like,
then it
why
can
would
dent.
you want that?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. But here, I don't think there's a danger of that because like the table is completely covered by it, so it's like supported by the table for the entire thing, and you're not lifting it throughout the entire time. So it is a good surface for puzzling. And I also kind of like how there's like two different ones, so it gives you like a natural border between the two puzzlers, because you can see that there's two people on one table. So yes, there's always a danger of pieces mixing up a little bit, or someone like moving a little bit from one side of the table to the other. But this way, there's like a little line that like then you also don't have to like install separately. But you kind of have like this border for yourself already.
Yeah, and it's very clear where your area ends and the next person starts. So that is always nice.
That is very nice. Here we also have number 72 from Spain. And here as well, we can see the red door, as with everybody else. That seems to be a very popular choice. And he is actually working on like the darker edges before. So like there's a tree on the very left side of the image. And the tree bark is actually also very easy to recognize probably. So that's already done, and part of the apple tree and the top.
Yeah. Well, the bark is from the apple tree.
Yeah. And it's part of the edge as well, so that's also a good reference point to start with.
Oh, but wait. So is the image? Look at it like from there. The image looks bigger than what we see on the box. Because
Probably.
it looks like there is some greenery on the side of the tree bark.
Yes, exactly. That's
Oh.
why we have the poster.
This is tricky.
Which
But
is a
were
good
people
note for
told?
everybody. Yes,
Okay.
probably.
So
So
we
it's
didn't
a
listen
good
to the
reference point
introduction.
for everyone. Well, we were mostly we were mostly doing organizing things and chattering a little bit during the introduction. But yes, because the poster is included in the box, you can actually see that there's a bigger image. So what you see on the box is a little bit smaller. And there's like a small edge that is missing from the box itself. So the poster is actually helping you a lot here. And it might come as a surprise to some competitors that there's actually more to the image than what is on the box. Here, it's most probably an advantage for those who don't look at the image during puzzling at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's gonna work out a lot for everyone because we are used to putting our boxes up in stands like
Exactly.
everyone has done. And if you look at it, most people don't have the poster on the table. So I think most people didn't realize, or at least they didn't.
I think by
Notice
the
that the
time they
poster
have
was
the
different.
edge and they see that like this area is different. So
Is
like
missing.
the very left.
They might go
of-
look for it, but they
Yes.
might lose time by going to look for it.
Yes, exactly. But in this round, we at least have it that it's a surprise for everyone. And then in the next rounds, people might be already prepared. So here it's also an even playing field because it's a surprise for everyone.
Yeah, this is a new cat, right? A new box.
I think so, yes.
So nobody can have done
Yes.
it already. So
Yeah, so these puzzles have not been available before. I think that this, the Premium Plus quality has not been available for 500 pieces at all before. So it's something that nobody has done before, which is a huge thing because it has, of course, been a discussion for years that we need unpublished puzzles for such big events. And yes, so here it's really an even playing field. We don't have people who have done the puzzle like 5 or 6 times. So it is a first attempt for everyone.
I'm still looking forward to the day where we start seeing like puzzles with a new cat in finals for competitions.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but that's going to be like a manufacturing organization thing. So it's also a separate challenge.
It is a much bigger thing to organize for whoever is producing the puzzle, but like once it gets big enough, it would be nice to have
Most
that
probably.
and even the playing field even more.
Yes. And then as the sport is growing, like just now, because we have just for a European championship, so this is not a world championship, it's only European competitors. We have 3 pre-rounds of always roughly 130 people, so that's a huge number of people already. And this is the very first European championship. So hopefully the sport is only going to grow from here. And then as soon as we have enough people, and it's also like a good decision, like marketing-wise and company-wise, then most probably we're also going to see different cuts as well.
I think it's gonna come. Like obviously, like it's more of a cost and like there's more logistics involved, especially if you start doing that every year. But we've already started seeing how Ravensburger or even Treffel now like are willing to do new puzzles just for the competitions. And the first years that wasn't a thing, and now they
No.
are offering that. Almost all of the nationals in Europe had, or like also outside of Europe, like that used Ravensburger, had the chance, if they planned early enough, to get their own custom puzzles.
Yes.
And so that is also like a big logistic thing, but they have figured that out. So I do expect if enough people ask for it, that we will start seeing also a new cat.
Yes, exactly.
And it doesn't need to be completely different, right? So you can start with
Yes.
slight differences and so on. And then they can still reuse it, right? They will just change the cat every year
Exactly.
and
always
release it at Worlds.
It's always a cut that you don't expect.
We didn't talk about how long we expect this puzzle to take and when we expect the first winner here.
True, we don't have guesses yet. And
No.
we're at the 23-minute mark at the moment.
Yeah, we're a bit
And-
behind with our guessing.
We didn't really calculate anything. We do have some very top competitors here. So we have people from the top 10, 3 people from the top 10 from last year's World Championship. Teresa Koptikova, who was 10th, and Mercedes Arthofer, who was 6th, and Veronika Huptas from Poland, who was actually on the podium on 3rd place at the World Championship last year, currently on the screen.
Yes. And in typical Veronica style is very hard to tell how far ahead she is because she's so, I don't know. She's a messy puzzler.
She is a messy puzzler, but she has like huge chunks like lying all around the table, and then all of a sudden it feels like she's not really progressing very much, and then all of a sudden it just comes together.
Yeah, we have seen her before, and like I know that like even if it looks all messy and just like thrown there like inside the middle of the puzzle, she probably knows where everything goes by now.
Yes, exactly. And then in the meantime, Maya von Borstel from Germany, she's also doing incredible here. I would say that she's about 50% done with her puzzle right now.
I think she might be a little bit farther than 50% done. Like the whole bottom half is fully done.
Yeah, there's
just one gap.
One or two pieces missing here and there, but those are going to be easy to just fill in. And otherwise, she's doing great there. So she's definitely one to look out for.
Yeah. And we saw Mercedes also for a tiny little bit, and I think she was in a similar state.
Yes. I would say that we're going to have finishes somewhere around the 40-minute mark.
Yeah.
Mostly. It's going to also be like very close. So most probably once we get the first finisher, after that is just going to just keep coming.
I think we're going to have quite a few very fast finishers. Yes.
I would say somewhere around 40 minutes though.
Yeah.
You think below 40?
I think it's possible. Yeah.
It's true that people do speed up once there's more and more of the puzzle done. So we could see an under 40 start. And this is just the first round so far.
Yes. It's an exciting long day.
It is going to be a super long day. So we are going to have all 3 qualifying rounds for the solo category and also the 2 qualifying rounds for the pairs qualifications. So we are going to see a lot of people trying to qualify for tomorrow's finals. Yes, we have a lot of rounds to go still. And this is just the first one.
Yeah. And we are 26 minutes in.
Yes. And then, yes, table 56 is also doing really great here. She is working on like a really well-pronounced edge. It looks like she's working from the outside in, and of course now the red door is appearing as well. The red door is going to be a very, a recurring thing on every single table. That's pretty much done everywhere.
We've had some delays with this red door, so someone didn't start with the red door.
That is true. But yes, she's working from the outside in mostly, so it looks like mostly focusing on the edge to go inside, which is also an interesting strategy for this.
Yep.
There's a wheel forming right there, and here we have an entire door. And also that phone case looks amazing, I must say.
Oh, that phone case is great.
Yes.
Puzzles and purple and pink. Okay, I want that phone case. Okay.
As you're going to be watching the live stream throughout the day, you're most probably going to see all kinds of puzzle-related clothing, jewelry, and everything else that you can just think of that can have puzzles on them.
Yeah, we need to start keeping more attention to that here. But I haven't seen a lot of like puzzle jewelry or clothing today yet.
Not yet, but people are going to still be turning up. Table 99 is also doing great here. We have the entire car done, and there seems to be a big pile of the tree on the top left corner.
Yeah, we are about to go in with the apple tree. But also a very organized order.
Seems like it, yes. I have great respect for people who actually who can sort like this. I'm more of the Veronica type chaotic thing, but yeah, it does help like clear your mind a little bit. I would think that if you can just look at a pile and you know where it's going to go roughly. SJ is also doing amazing here. There's a majority of the car done and working on that tree. It also seems to be like a popular choice to go for this tree because it's also like very pronouncedly dark compared to the entire image.
Oh yeah, like this is a tree.
Yeah, that's the tree bark section over there.
Yeah. And look here, like we are back to Maya, I think.
Maya von Boastel, exactly.
She's still doing really great. Just
Yes.
flying in that top section there.
Yeah, so she's
Now
working on that
the
sky.
house that you like.
Yes. The house has not been a very popular choice. So that's like kind of this reddish, brownish color. And it is like very visible for us here as we are looking at the pieces that like it doesn't really stand out if you just look at like the big pile. So most probably there is a reason that people haven't been going for it very much.
I think it just has less pieces, and so there's other bigger sections that you can go at, and I think it's a bit random. Like the red door is hard not to do because it
Yes.
sends out so much, but when you have the rest, there's a lot of sections, and like it's just what calls to you in that moment.
Kind
Oh,
of.
look at Mercedes.
She is flying here. There's maybe about 25, 30 pieces left. Or
I think
scattered
more
on-
like 50, but
You think 50?
yeah.
I would think less.
No, I think it's still 50 or so, but she's flying.
It's definitely not very many pieces. I am now more confident that it's going to be under 40
Oh,
that she's done.
yes, we're only at 30.
We're only at the 30 minutes mark, so this
Actually, I'm
this
now
is
thinking
fast.
it might be below 35. Earlier, I would
might
have
be.
guessed like a 38
Yes.
or so, but I might have been wrong.
What is interesting is that the missing pieces in the puzzle like are like all over, so it looks like she's just like randomly picking things up. But
She's even missing like 3 edges still, and
yes, they're just in a pile everywhere.
yeah, that's very random. But she's definitely farther ahead than Veronica. Even if Veronica did sort out all of our mess in the meantime.
All of a sudden, yes, I can see now that the image suddenly came together. She also doesn't have that many pieces missing. And look at that, she's like
now she's about to
moving in
connect
the
that
edge
last
side.
blob.
So it is more done than
Ooh.
what it looks like.
Oh
yes,
no, it's even more done. than
they're
what it
super
looks like.
close. So this is
Yeah.
this is super exciting.
So,
they might have the same
no,
amount of pieces missing.
I think Mercedes has less.
Mercedes is very
and
much
Veronica
ahead.
is still connecting the section there, so
Yeah, that is
definitely
true.
Mercedes.
There's only about 10 pieces left. This is most probably decided by now, unless there's
Yes.
some very big surprise and that
No,
we're
we're
not
at
paying
the
attention
last
to.
4.
But it's the last 4
3, and here we go.
and done. Congratulations. Winning the first round of the qualifying A solo is Mercedes Arthofer from Hungary. So she didn't have a very far trip to do to come to this competition now. She's on a home playing field, so to speak.
Well, it's a good start.
It's a very
also
good
a good
start.
start for Hungary and like the organizations.
Yes,
like, I
exactly.
assume.
It's something to be proud of. It's 31 minutes. So it's not just under 35, it's just over 30. So it is an incredible achievement so far.
Super impressive.
It happened very, very suddenly.
Well, I think it's because we weren't like looking over at the tables enough and just seeing
Yes.
what the live stream was giving us.
And then Veronica is very close behind her.
I'd like to see Teresa too. I'm really curious.
Yeah, table
where
number
she's
3 would be
at.
nice to see.
Like we can
for us
see a
as well.
corner of her. Like you can all see a
Yes.
corner of Teresa's table, like after Mercedes at table 3, but we can't tell the details. now.
And only like
Veronica.
3 or 4 pieces to go.
Veronica is about to close it.
And
we
done.
go.
Second place. 32 minutes and let's say 42 seconds.
Great job.
We can't say it enough how much the sport has sped up in
It
just
has.
around a year. So like now for a podium finish, you definitely need somewhere around the 30-minute mark, which is incredible compared to like a couple of years ago with like a comfortable 50-minute you could be on a podium.
Yeah, and we don't even have the image to look at for this puzzle.
And this is a first try for everyone. So it's what it also makes it incredibly exciting is that this is an unknown image for everybody. So it is a first attempt and just above 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I do think Teresa might be next, but Hannah is also doing
Hannah
great.
is also doing great here. They are
The
very.
tables were set up correctly
It's
for that.
But Maya is also closing up on them. She might actually have an advantage to all of them.
Yeah, they're very similar to each other. So I think Maya and Hannah are working on the same section. They closed most of the gaps and have that big uh, apple tree to work on, while Teresa had a lot of gaps all over the place. I don't know if that's going to be faster or slower to fill in.
Yes, and also a very personal thing of how she can work out the image. Like, it's different for everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
But yes, Maya definitely has an advantage compared to Teresa, who is on the image now, on the screen right now. So she has maybe, I have a hard time telling, maybe 30 pieces left, and then Maya has 10.
Yeah. No, Maya is
Somewhere
definitely
around
the
there.
next one. And then Teresa and Hannah were close. But yes, I think Teresa was a tiny little bit ahead.
Yes, maybe a little bit. And then we don't see Tobias and everyone else. So now we're starting to see the results appear, and in the meantime, Maya von Borstel from Germany is also done.
Is that a missing piece? That's a missing piece.
It seems like there's a missing piece, yes. And I think that she just said, like, let's take the plus 10 seconds instead of starting to look for it, which can be a good strategy.
Yeah.
It can be risky to go looking for the piece.
So we didn't talk about that. We have to call it if pieces are missing?
Yes. Yes. And then as far as I understood, like, you can take the option of just like stop the time and you get the 10 seconds for the missing piece, or you can go for it, but then your time is going to keep running. So there's the two options. But yes, place 3 is now taken. We have our podium for the qualifying round A.
But we have a question of like, okay, Hannah is going to go for the 4th.
Most probably. She seems to be ahead, but we don't see all the pieces that are left.
But you can see the whole gap. So I think
is
it's
closing
around
up
10
though.
pieces.
Yes. Teresa is very, very close behind though.
So Hannah is going in.
And
I think last piece?
one more.
One more. Oh.
Does she have an extra piece? No, done. 4th place for Hannah, 36 minutes and 2 seconds. 2 or 3.
We were so off on our estimates of like finishing time.
I would say we had an old-fashioned guess of like still calculating with like 40-something minutes for a first try, which last year would have been a stellar time for a qualifying round.
Yeah.
On an unpublished puzzle.
I think below 40 is normal by now. Like that works in my mind. But
Teresa is done.
Below 35 is not
Isn't
yet like clicked for me as normal.
As normal.
Yeah.
Veronica is also super close, and right
Tobias
next to
too.
Tobias as well.
We can't see all of the pieces because of Veronica's box, but I have a feeling he's also.
It feels like Veronica is a little bit closer though, because she has a smaller gap left, and it's also like a very organized gap. It's like 2 rows are missing in a hole.
But it might be that Tobias has the same, right? Because I don't see the gaps apart from one gap down in the grass, and Veronica has a gap down in the car. I don't know how everyone ends up with like a random gap down in the puzzle.
Because you just don't see that one piece, and it can be very, very irritating. And
but wouldn't that look very different from the tree they are working on right now?
It might blend in because like it's somewhere around here with the tractor, so it's dark. So it's the dark section compared to like the tree that also has those holes.
Yes, and the tractor is red just as the apple, like some of the apples that there are.
So it can blend in with all the others.
Yeah.
And then yes, Veronica is ahead of Tobias. Now we can see it.
Oh yeah. So we have 6th place, 7th place. I lost count.
No, I think 4, 5, 6, I think. And piece missing.
But she found it.
Found.
Okay.
That's why.
So that's why it was
That's why it was the random gap, but done. Congratulations. 38 minutes. We're still under 40 minutes, and we have the first 6 finishers already. And Tobias is very, very close behind. Only like 5 or 6 pieces still left. Yes. Now we see it from a different angle. Also, like just like a starburst of pieces missing from that tree and sky section.
Well, at this point, I have a new question.
Yes.
Will we maybe manage to get a whole room finish in the hour and a half? Like the puzzle looks easier than we expected, or people got even faster than we expected. I don't know. Like
Yes.
both could be true.
Well, the only reason that I'm not sure is because there's a lot of new people who might have entered their first competition now. So we don't exactly know all the competitors, and another finisher.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
young competitor from Spain.
Yes. So yes, I'm not sure if everybody is going to finish. I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll see. And we have Merle here. She's also doing great.
Yes, and then in the meantime, we can see like the first 3 finishers of and their results on the screen. So it's 31 minutes and 25 for Mercedes Arthofer from Hungary, and then 32 minutes and 40 seconds for Veronika Huptas from Poland, and 34 minutes and 42 seconds for Maya von Borstel from Germany.
And we are getting close to the 40 minutes, but we've had a lot of finishers.
And we see Rosa Frauenknecht from Finland also getting very close to finishing, has maybe about 15 pieces left.
And, well, she didn't make it in the below 40 minutes.
Just barely
Just
above.
barely above it. Great job for Rosa. So, 3 more pieces. Go, go, go. Oh, 4 more
And-
pieces. I miscounted. 5 more pieces.
Ah, she
Okay,
was
I
actually
can't
covering up those
Well, I was
pieces.
trying to count the
And
gaps.
done.
Congrats! I was trying to count the gaps in the puzzle, not the number
Ah.
of pieces. But apparently I
Smart,
wasn't
smart.
seeing many of them.
Some of them are covered up by her hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, just above 40 minutes. Tekla is also doing incredible here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are very close to each other. Like I can't. Oh, this might be our.
Mara
next
Holler
finisher.
from Germany here.
Yeah.
And she might be our next finisher, depending on how the camera crew is catching the people who are
Yeah.
finishing now.
She has been doing great lately. She has also gotten 3 gold medals in Italy. So
Oh, wow.
she won all of the international categories.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you have seen her perform in Italy then.
Yes. Well, also in Germany at the
Yes,
nationals,
exactly.
obviously, but she was one of the visitors in Italy too.
Yes.
And
Oh, we had a finisher in the meantime that we
Oh.
didn't catch on the cameras.
I can't even tell who it is right now.
I also can't. I only see like the European Championship medal or the pin that the competitors are receiving, which is a very nice gift here. And yes, Mara is getting closer and closer to finishing.
Everyone has the truffle pin, so it doesn't help us recognize people from each other.
No, unfortunately not. But yes, only about 6 or 7 pieces. And then another finisher, table 30. Valerie Inkversen.
And Mara looks like she's gonna be the next one.
Yes, I think we already have our top 10. It's just the results that are coming in, like that are being recorded, are 1 piece missing. Yes, a piece missing, but it's done.
Yeah,
42
we are definitely over the 10 finishers.
Yes, already. So we have our top 10, but there's still a lot of room for the qualifying number, which is 62 people that are going to be qualifying, the first 62. So those are the 62 fastest ones. There's no country rule in this competition, so there is no playing around with who comes from where. It is really only on speed in this one.
And I'm pretty sure that we will see 62 people finish the puzzle.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure. And Merle from Germany is also done. We have a lot of German finishers all of a sudden. From what
Well,
I can
yeah,
see.
all next to each other. Well, it happens. We don't have such a big presence of Germans this time around. Not not so many as in Worlds, where like the top represented country is
Yes,
Germany this
where,
year.
where there's actually more Germans competing than Spanish people in Spain.
Yes.
But yes, here we definitely have a majority of Hungarian competitors. I don't have the exact numbers at the moment, but there is a majority of Hungarian competitors compared to everybody else.
Well, it's also the first time that it happens here, and
Yes.
like at such scale. So it might be similar to how it was in Spain the first few years, where there were a lot of Spanish folks that were just, well, it's in my hometown or like half an hour away. I will go and try and see how it goes. Then sometimes it works out, sometimes
Yes.
it didn't. There were a lot of people, I remember my first year in Valladolid, that like didn't even, finish the puzzle, but like, I mean, like barely had the edge done in the hour and a half, but they didn't care. I think they don't sign up for Worlds anymore. They just go to more local competitions because
Most
it
probably.
feels too serious for them, and so they don't do that anymore.
Yes, well, it's transforming from like a free time activity to a sport.
Yeah.
From every year to the next, it's getting more and more serious. There's more people who are actually training for it, and now we can actually see 4 different tables where everyone is super close to finishing.
Yeah, I'm liking the split screen a lot.
Yes, the
I
split.
didn't know we could have that.
The split screen is very nice, so we can see multiple finishes at the same time. Especially when we're going to have like literally just piece by piece differences, it's going to be very practical, and we can catch more finishers on the live stream.
Yeah.
Which is always a big challenge, especially if there's so many competitors and a finite number of camera crew. So we can't put a camera at every single table. And this way now we can see 1 done. And this is Poland, table 13, Olivia Pracownik. And another one, table 7, also from Poland. I have a feeling that we're going to have like the competition dominated by Polish competitors this time.
Poland is really fast. I'm not sure why, but like the Polish are really like good crew.
Yes. Also for them, Treffel is a much more well-known brand, because Treffel is also a Polish brand. So there's a lot of competitions that are using Treffel puzzles, and they might be a little bit more familiar, if not with the piece cut, just the brand in general, which can also be an advantage at some point.
Yeah, that could be true. But we've also seen them perform really, really well at Worlds. Like,
yes.
Poland seems to be a nation of a lot of fast speed puzzlers.
And a happy finisher.
We keep having finishers, and sorry if we are not managing to keep up.
And done.
Mention all of them by name.
Yes.
It's going so fast.
Now it's going really fast. We have like literally 2 people finishing almost in the same second.
Yes, we will have to see later in the results where they are all placing.
Yes, the results are also coming in with a little bit of a delay. So it is a lot of things happening all at the same time, which is completely normal for a puzzle competition, especially with a puzzle where we could kind of tell that there's going to be a lot of people finishing almost at the same time.
I've heard that there was a cool system for that at, what was it? And the Netherlands, maybe? And they had like QR codes on the tables, and the judges didn't have to write down and bring it somewhere for them to enter, but like they were just scanning the QR code, and automatically it would register the times, and it would be done. Like everyone had an app on their phone or something.
That is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I don't know the details. I just heard about it yesterday, like, well, chatting with folks. But it sounds interesting, and maybe, you know, a new way of doing things and having faster tracking.
Yeah, most probably we're going to have like technology also catch up, because it is like very like not that easy to organize now, because an organizer needs a huge amount of volunteers to walk around and man the tables. Yeah. And if this could be automated at one point, it would probably be a big advantage for everyone, and it would also probably make the competition a bit more fair.
Yeah.
And SJ is also done. And the table mates seem to be very happy. And a hug.
It's the first hack that I see. Well, I'm sure there have been more hacks, but
there have been shared photos of table mates that I have seen from the corner of my eye as well.
But the full hack is a first.
Yeah. We have a very elegant puzzler from Spain on table 29 now. The hand movements seem to be super elegant.
I was thinking that too.
Like she also has such good posture compared to like most speed puzzlers.
Maybe it's the posture more than the hands. Yes, we are very surprised by the posture.
Because like a lot of
We're all like crunching up like this.
hunched, yes. Like yeah, a lot of people hunch very weirdly.
And I also saw my first puzzle shirt with puzzle pieces. Like there was a competitor there with just puzzle pieces.
And we have our very first interview lined up, so we're going to be welcoming one of our podium, no, our 5th place finisher, entering the live stream now. We're going to make some space on the very left side of the table, or in the middle.
Come.
Yes, very good. And you can just put
Oh,
the
my chair is
headphones
stuck.
onto you.
1 second.
Yep. Yes, very good. Yay. Yes, we're doing a little bit of space management here, and yes, let's see.
Welcome.
Your headphones seem to be the wrong way around. Yeah, and then just bend the microphone to your face. Other way. Yes, hello. And welcome to Teresa Koptikova, who finished 5th in this round.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you?
Well, now I'm good. It's over.
It's over.
This round is over.
Yes. What did you think of the puzzle? How did you go about it? How was the competition so far?
Yeah, I like it. It's nice, many sections you can sort of. So it was good to assemble.
What was your approach? Because I think we didn't really see you on the live stream in the very beginning. So, like, how did you go about the image? What did you do first?
It was chaos, as usual of me. I started with red doors of the car, then sky, then the rest of the car, apples. So it was really chaos.
And yeah, but in the meantime, in the end, the chaos definitely came together.
Yeah.
And how was it, like the atmosphere puzzling? How did you feel?
Yeah, I feel this is on the words. It's very, very similar.
Yes.
So I liked it.
And yeah.
How did you feel about the fact that the image on the box doesn't actually match the puzzle?
Well, I
Did you
didn't
notice?
realize it. I don't look on the picture when I make a puzzle.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so you didn't really notice then.
maybe.
We were wondering about that. Like I realized like after 15 minutes or so,
Yeah,
and it
not
was like,
me.
but why are people doing the tree? And it's like the tree is just
Yeah,
on
you're
the edge.
right.
And
You're
it's
right.
like, oh, no.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, we noticed that, like, we did notice that there's a poster, and we were like, oh, there's a poster, and then we put it on the side and never noticed
Yeah.
that the image is actually bigger.
I let it on the box. I didn't use it anyway.
And how have you been preparing for this competition?
Not much.
Not much.
Because the last 2 weeks were a little bit busy for me. End of school of my kids, I have to pack them to vacations, so I have not much time to training.
And did you get around to like doing any trefoil puzzles specifically, or do you just train with like whatever puzzles you could reach?
I'd like to, but I don't have much truffle at home this time because I lent it to my friends, so I couldn't train so much.
Yes. But just recently you were also at the Czech National Championship, which was pretty successful for you. What results did you achieve there?
Well, I have been first at individuals. In pairs with Marketa, we were second, behind Katka and Diana, who are in our team, so it's good. And first in team category.
Yeah, so then it's a very well-matched team that you pretty much place on the podium in pairs,
Yeah.
just splitting up the team a little bit. Yes. Yes. How would you like compare like the two events to each other? If there's anything that like very much stands out.
I'm not thinking it's different. It's same, I think, in many ways.
Yes. I have heard from you before that you lend a lot of puzzles between yourself, that there's like a very strong puzzle community in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, I think yes. Yes.
Yes.
We have many friends. We are going to Spain together, and we can meet in Prague. So we can every time we meet, we have to change puzzles. You know it.
Yes, do you still have any questions?
No?
Is there anything
Do
that
you?
you feel like you would like to share?
I need to drink and I need to meet Marketa and other friends. So
Yes, very
Are
good.
you going to train before for this afternoon?
I'm afraid that there is no time for it, and it's too hot here. So
Yes.
It is very
we
hot
need
this
to
week.
take a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the temperatures have been rising in Hungary, so it is one of the peak times now. So it is a challenge. There is air conditioning in the hall though, so it's still better inside than outside, but it's still very warm.
It's true.
And now there's still some finishers on the screen that we can see in the meantime. There has been a lot of finishes going on in the background while we were chatting. So there is a huge amount of people that are done. And we see a split screen of 4 people very, very close to finishing. Everyone having somewhere around 5 or 6 pieces left, from what I can tell, and then some a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd like to see an updated result list because I think we're getting closer to like half the whole being like.
Yes, we might actually be very close to like the qualifying people.
Yes.
So far. Ah,
Oh.
there's a big refreshment.
Oh, so
Yes, very
I think
good.
we might have
Because-
not been seeing a refreshed website.
Yes, exactly. Very good. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Because here in the live stream studio section, we have like a separate screen where we can see the results going on as well. And yeah, we can see the results up to like place 29 right now. Yes, now you can see it in the live stream as well. So there's a lot of finishers. And yes, so we see a lot of finishers still. And I think we might be very close to the very first qualified people. But no, we have 32 people done compared to the results so far.
Not yet.
Not yet. It might seem like there's way more people still puzzling than what it looks like.
Yes, I think it's confusing because the back tables are still empty, and so it looks like the hole is emptier than it actually is still.
Yes.
But we still have a lot of finishers, and we are still below the 1 hour, so there is a long time to go still.
That is actually also one thing to consider, yes. We're still under an hour and we have a lot of finishers already. And then in the meantime, we had a switch with
And we
our
have
guest.
a new guest. Hello, Veronica.
Hello.
So we have Veronika Hoptas from Poland, who finished second. And you did incredible. It was very fun to watch how you were puzzling the entire time. It's like a complete chaos, and then all of a sudden it seems done. And we had that one moment where like Mercedes was very close to finishing, and we were like, yeah, Veronica seems to be very behind. And then all of a sudden you closed up the entire side, and we were like, no, you're actually not that far behind.
Yeah, at the beginning we were like, well, Veronica has her style. Like it looks chaotic, but like I've seen you before, like well, in live streams, and it was well, yes, like suddenly like you actually know where everything goes, and it looks like you have a lot of pieces around, and in reality like it's all done. And we saw that today too. So you are going to catch up.
Yes.
How do you feel about it?
Okay, but stressed.
Happy to be in the first round, or would you have preferred to slip in and start later?
I'm happy.
You're happy. Yeah, how did you prepare for the entire competition? So like, did you like go for specifically truffle puzzles? Did you try to do as many as possible, or just a little bit more randomly just?
I try to fitting puzzles in my country, in locals championship. For example, in Castellland championship. This is Polish puzzles, and I made puzzle in home.
Yes. So then you don't really pay attention to like what brand it is, or if you are specifically preparing for a competition, you just do puzzles.
Yes.
And if you puzzle for just like fun, then do you do like the 500 pieces, or rather like something large?
My favorite. Sorry, I forgot the word. I like 100, 1,000.
Okay.
And more, but picture like this is, for example, like for coffee or, you know. I'm stressed.
It's
No
okay.
worries.
It's okay.
It's all good. And there's a lot of like energy and adrenaline from finishing the puzzle.
Yes.
We have just been here relaxing and chatting and,
and just
drinking water
watching.
and watching. Well, like you're just coming out of like.
I prefer large
Mm-hmm.
puzzles.
Yes. It is sweet though how you said that, like for a coffee, like a 500 piece one, because you're done with the 500 piece one in like a
You're
coffee
so
break.
fast. Did you like the image? Is this
Yes,
your style?
yes, it's very nice.
Did you notice or got bothered by the fact that the box like has a different image
Yes,
than the actual puzzle?
Yes, the picture was, the poster was large than the picture on the box, so I was a mistake because I chose the box rather.
Yes. But then how do you like tackle that? So like how do you solve the issue? Like did you try to like take a look at the poster, or do you just like roll with it and just go with the pieces?
I try to looking at the picture on the box. Not,
So then once you realize that like there's a piece of the picture missing, you just went with the pieces then? Yeah. Oh, it has been an exciting competition. It has been very close.
And we just passed the 1 hour mark in the meantime, and we have, I don't know how many finishers anymore.
I'm going to find out just now. We have 49 finishers so far.
So probably over 50 because there's still going to be a few
Yeah.
results to be put
Yes,
in.
so in the system we have 49 at the moment. We might have already hit the mark of people qualifying for the next round.
I think we still have a few spots left.
It depends on how much behind they are with logging the results into the online surface. But we're going to see very soon. It is getting closer and closer to the limit though. So it's the first 62 people that are going to be qualifying. And then, are you still competing today in pairs as
yes,
well?
yes.
Pairs A or B?
I don't remember, but 45.
Uh-huh. Yes,
I think that's B.
that is, I think,
Oh.
B, yes.
Are you excited about that?
Yes, but still stressed.
What are you most stressed about? Like individuals, pairs, or teams? Or all of
Individuals.
those?
Yeah, that's the most pressure, right? In a sense, like with the pairs and the teams, it's still a little bit less stressful because you have someone that is helping you out, and also if you can't tackle something, you just like pass it on to them instead of like having to like get through it as an individuals. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And yes, we're going to get back to looking at our finishers. There's more and more people finishing up the puzzle, and I might get very optimistic that we might have everyone finish the puzzle until the end of the time. It is hard to see.
I still think there's a chance, but I can't tell for sure. Also because right now, like, you know, the first rows are empty, so the people that are still puzzling are very far away from where we are sitting, so I can't, you know, look at their table and see the status of everybody. But I always want everyone to finish and be happy and satisfied with their time, so let's hope that.
Yes, of course. That is the main goal. That like everyone is happy with how they perform today. Like yes, the results are important, and it is an added pressure of like whether you qualify or not for the finals. And because it's all puzzle people, they all want to to qualify and just keep puzzling. So yes, it is stressful, but yes, our image is gone in the meantime, but it's come back. Yes, and we are waiting for another guest to roll in, who is the first place finisher. We're still getting a little bit set up. And yes, and we welcome Mercedes Arthofer from Hungary.
Hello.
The first place finisher.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You took us by storm. It was very surprising. Like we were sitting here and just like very comfortably like calculating of like, yeah, somewhere around 40 minutes. Like we were 20 something minutes in, and we were like, yeah, we can like start paying attention of like who is going to get closer, and all of a sudden you were almost done.
Yeah, but at first I was nowhere. I was watching the girl next to me, and she was so far before me.
Do you actually find that stressful or more helpful to like, you know, register that someone is
I was not
progressing
watching,
very fast next
just
to you?
her sometimes.
Ah, okay. And then, yeah, how did you find the image? How was it?
At first it was terrible, but after I saw it, it's beautiful.
What made it terrible for you then?
I don't know. I didn't see anything. Just the red ones.
Ah, yeah. So you also started with the red door then?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there were very, very few people who didn't start with the red door. And
with the flowers.
Oh, here in the corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
ah, okay.
Or these
I
ones
thought
too.
that these flowers.
No,
The
this,
bottom.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Since we have been asking everyone, like, did it throw you off that there's a part of the image missing from the box, or do you even watch the box while you're puzzling?
I did. It was annoying.
So what we realized like 15 minutes in when like showing someone like do the tree and it's like, wait, but like why are they doing the tree? The tree is not on the box. And then
The
it was
tree
like,
is on
"Oh."
the edge.
So the poster has everything.
Does it have a pass?
Yes. There is a poster in the box that almost
I didn't
nobody
have
had.
one.
You didn't have one.
Maybe I did. I have no idea.
I think it was below the bag, so it's probably in every box. And this one has the entire image, so you can see like here, like there's another row or two. And this part, I actually noticed later, like it's almost all here,
Oh,
but it's
really?
covered.
Yes, it is a little bit covered by the green.
So for like our people at home, so there is like this green line here on the side. It still doesn't get up to like everything on the poster. There's one line of pieces that is missing, but this green line is slightly transparent, so you can see like the what is it? The tractor here beneath the green, etc.
Yeah, you can slightly make it out, but like
But you
obviously
need to know.
in the rush of the competition, you're not going to notice that it's there.
No.
So it is what it is. Yes. How was it? So like as you're getting close to finishing, because you were so much faster than everybody else, like how is it getting close to being finished and not hearing anyone else clap? So like not anybody else getting
I just wanted to finish. I have so bad headaches.
Oh.
I just wanted to end.
Yeah, that's also a good motivation that you just wanted to be over.
Yeah, I just wanted to go out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Drink a lot of water and rest for later.
What?
Drink a lot of water and rest. for
Yeah,
later.
I do.
Yeah, and then you also have the pair competition later
Yeah.
on this. Yeah.
At 4.
Yeah, so then you're in Group A later
Yeah.
on. And who is going to be your pairs partner? And is there any preparation that you're doing for that still today?
No.
No.
No, I'm with Wanda, like always. Yeah. And I don't know what we should do today, but no puzzles, I think. Yeah.
Are you looking forward for to the rest of the weekend? Are you excited?
Can I lie?
We're not
Can,
going
or
to
you
know.
can be- yes.
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for it, and I'm not. I'm not sure yet. Yeah.
You're most probably going to figure it out in the next round.
Yeah. Are you competing too?
Yes. I am.
You are?
I am in the next round.
Next round.
yes.
I'm not.
Yeah? Why
I'm not.
not?
I'm going to be hosting the event.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to
gonna
be
be
sitting
here.
here for most of the weekend, and we might actually chat later on as well if you finish on a podium. So
Okay. You're threatening me.
yes,
Well, you can also always run away and avoid
I
coming on the live
wanted
stream,
to,
right?
but they find me.
as well.
I might have sent people to try and find you, but
Yes, I heard it. I heard it.
Yeah, we do have people to catch competitors who are trying to run away from us, because we do want to talk to like the competitors that like finished. And yes, it was great chatting to you, and we're going to let you run away again to rest a little bit.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. And yes, we're getting a lot of finishers still. We are
And we still have more than 20 minutes to go, so we are still going to see a lot of them.
Yes, we are actually already way over the 62 competitors that have qualified for the next round. So we already have 80 finishers. The most recent one was Vesna Haglund from Finland. And yes, so we have our 62 people that are advancing to the finals tomorrow. So they are the ones who are going to get to compete on.
And you actually were right. We did get our 62 finishers in below the 1 hour.
Yes.
I didn't think that was the case, but I should have believed you.
Yes.
You're always right.
It's very, very hard to tell with like, yeah, how the sport is progressing and how people are speeding up. That like, I would say that like about even a year ago, with like a comfortable 1 hour, you would still qualify for a next round. But by now, it's more a confident 50 minutes where you are like, where you can be confident that you're going to be in the next round. But still, it is a huge challenge still to finish 500 pieces in an hour and a half. So everyone who is finishing in the time limit, and even those who just attempt, and even if they just make like a half of a puzzle in the hour and 30 minutes, they have done more than those people who didn't turn up to puzzle. So it is a big achievement, and it is something to be proud of.
Absolutely. It's very interesting how people like realize and don't realize how fast it is to do a puzzle in an hour and a half. Like, I don't know if that happens to you, but like I do mention what like I do like sometimes with people like at work or like random friends, etc. And like they're all like, oh yeah, like they are divided. There's people that are like, oh, that's so fast, and people that are like, oh, okay. And like clearly they don't realize what it actually means.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like normal. It's like,
Yeah.
I would like to see you try.
It's mostly like whenever you mention it to people, there's always the first reaction of like, oh, I wouldn't want to do a puzzle that quickly because I want a puzzle to be relaxing and this is too stressful. There's that one reaction, and then the other is like, how nerdy do you have to be to like actually do it?
Well,
But
I think my friends are nerdy enough, and like also colleagues, that part like has never really happened to me. Like oh, this is too weird and nerdy. It's like, oh yeah, that's.
yeah, but I always think that like being nerdy is actually pretty cool. So
It all depends on who you hang out with, and
Yes.
we hang out with puzzlers, so we are all
Exactly.
like kind of nerdy in the same way. And yes, I will be proud of that.
yes, so it is a huge achievement to complete a puzzle in an hour and 30 minutes. It is a big thing for everyone, and people are doing incredible here.
So I'm trying to count how many people we still have, but I'm struggling.
It's really hard to tell. I would say maybe about 15, maybe even less.
No,
We do have a
I
lot
think
of people.
20, 25.
30.
Okay.
We-
Thank you for. We've gotten a little bit of help from
Yeah,
the background.
from our background crew.
Yeah.
And yes, we still have about 30 people puzzling, which actually looks, it's more than what it looks like
Yeah.
from where we are sitting. And it's also not a very big number. So there's still over a quarter of an hour to go. So we're definitely going to see way more people finish still. We can see a lot of people very close to finishing their puzzle. So yes, it is still something to look forward to.
I do see a few people that are a bit too far behind, and I think we're gonna get someone who's still around at the 1 hour and a half. But we're gonna be very close, so I think everyone should be really proud of themselves.
Of course, and everyone that has been that puzzled today can already say that they have participated at a European Championship, which is a big thing.
It is.
It's not every day that someone gets to participate in a European Championship of anything, so it is a good thing. And then also, if you think about it, after like an hour and 10 minutes, it also gets very tiring to like be that super focused on a puzzle and have to just keep pushing and actually not stop or slow down even more. So it is getting more and more challenging, especially with the area. It gets louder with competitions. The more people finish, the more people are relaxed and just walking around in the hall. The noise gets way more, and it can be a bit more distracting. and also it's just fatigue can kick in. So it's super challenging to keep puzzling for an hour and 30 minutes, which is a big thing.
Yeah, I think people are getting tired, and it's normal. Like, it's been a long time for them to puzzle, like, all continuously and keep up this speed and energy. So it's totally normal to get tired. And I'd like to cheer them all on, but they can't hear us talk, so...
Well, they can listen to it later on the live stream if they rewatch.
So go, everyone.
We just keep
Believe in you.
encouraging everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, we have 91 finishers so far. So I think we're going to have about 100 people finish.
Yeah, out of our 120, was that the number?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think 130 something. 128 people.
Yeah. We might get to like a bit over 100, like 110 or so.
Yes.
I think we're gonna have very few people still there, because if you look now at our split screen, like at least 3 of these 5 are gonna be done with the puzzle, I think.
Most probably, yes. Table number, I think, 64 or 44. One of the two numbers.
44.
44.
44.
Yeah, she is definitely going to be done in like probably the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. And also whoever is on the top right, probably. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think you can do it.
It's still doable, especially if you like, yeah, if you get through the fatigue and like that concentration gap at one point where you just get like, yeah, it's a feeling of like puzzling for like over an hour when all of a sudden you just like feel a kind of numbness. If you
Yeah.
get through that and get like another last push to finish the puzzle, then it's still possible.
Yeah, I
This is
could
very
also
doable
see
here.
a lot of moment of frustration. Like, I think she was trying to do the fence, but also having a little bit of false feet or trying the wrong piece. So if she gets those pieces in, then that might give her the boost. Oh, we have someone who has pieces in the box and the box on their lap.
Oh, that might be their first competition.
I think it is.
Because,
yes, that's
like-
something that I haven't seen in a while.
I have at one of the smaller German competitions. Someone just turned up and like, you know, they just saw the puzzle competition and they thought, let's just join in. And then she was working from the box. And then once the round was done, she was like, I should have thought of like pouring out all the pieces so that I can see them. Like, it's such a good idea. And then the next round, she actually got, I think, second place. Third
Okay.
place, something like that. So because she just started pouring out the pieces and she was fast. So even working from the box, she was very fast. But yeah, it's usually a kind of rookie thing.
Yeah, but didn't Christine also do that in her first round at Worlds? I think she said, like, on Peace Talks on the like podcast when she was a guest there, like, she talked about her first experience at Worlds and how, like, during the first round she actually like sorted out from the box. Like, she did
Aw.
pull everything out, but she did the sorting from the box. And then she said that, like, I had never like even considered that you could dump everything out. Until like I saw everybody else do that, and then like she tried that like in the round after for the
Yes.
first time because she never even thought about it. And well,
Yes.
she is the world champion, so we know that she's pretty fast.
And then look where she got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a surprise for everyone though. And if you just randomly sign up for a competition and decide to just, yeah, I'm going to just puzzle along, then yeah, this is one thing that you might learn when you join in a competition. And then there we have someone very close to finishing. Table 123?
73, I think.
And we don't
Oh.
have table
So-
173.
Then it must be 123.
If I'm correct, then it's Katalin from Hungary.
Are you good at flags?
It's definitely a Hungarian flag,
Okay.
that I can tell.
Well, we have 2 Hungarian flags on screen right now.
Yes.
And 2 blocked by bottles. So
Yes, well, hydrating is very important. So we can see a lot of water bottles hanging around because obviously it has been, table 125. Now we have figured out. So it's
So,
not Katalin.
it's Tamás.
Tamás, yes. Yeah, it was hard to see on the small screen. So now it's more clear. So Tamás is doing amazing, and actually last piece, or?
Last one.
Last piece.
Yes.
Done. Congratulations. Seems very relieved.
exhausted. Those last 10 pieces were like painful.
Yeah, table 44
I
is
think
still
she's
doing
gonna
great.
finish very soon too.
Yes, exactly. Table 44, also from Hungary.
And there are
Andrea
some
Huják.
puzzle earrings. So
Yes, exactly.
here we go with the puzzle jewelry.
Almost done. Just 5 pieces. Is that a GoPro on his head? On the bottom right corner?
It might be.
I think it might be a GoPro because there's also a camera.
It might be.
That is actually a very original idea to film yourself puzzling.
I guess.
And done.
To see what happens.
Congratulations.
Oh, another finisher.
Another finisher. Andrea Huják from Hungary.
I think you are correct, and we mostly have Hungarian people left by now.
Yes, because it's a lot of like first-time competitors as well. So most probably these are people who either live in the area or they don't live very far away. Like I have been speaking with a couple of people, and they were saying that like I have been looking at Worlds to like go there, but it's all the way in Spain to make a trip just for that, and then all of a sudden it's in Hungary. So like it's kind of the same experience, but they don't have to travel that far, and they can just try themselves out. And yeah, that's quite nice for them. So we have a lot of first-timers here as well.
That makes total sense. And on a very off-topic random note, I have to say that I'm liking what I'm seeing. You all can't see it, but the organizers here are doing the round of the empty tables and cleaning them up. So they're getting rid of all of the puzzle dust and leftovers from before, which is something that is always a little bit annoying in competitions. Like you always have all of the leftovers from the previous rounds, or at least that's what has happened to me most of the time up to now. So this is a really nice addition.
This is a very nice attention to detail, yes. But now that you said puzzle dust, I'm actually wondering how much puzzle dust there is. But there's not
enough.
There is some, but not like an unbearable amount.
No, but it's enough that like it does annoy you a little bit if you come to the clean table and like it already has it. Like it's something that I remember at Worlds always doing, and like maybe Ravensburger even has a little bit more of it, but I think there's quite a bit here too. Overall, like there's all of these flecks of dust like on the table before you start, and sure, like I'm gonna have my own puzzle dust in like 30 seconds, but right now I don't want the extra puzzle dust from whoever was here before me.
It's like having someone's leftovers at your table when you sit down in a restaurant.
Yes, and then they come and clean it, or like, having an empty bottle, like an empty glass from someone else. It doesn't bother you, not really, but also...
It's just not your pristine experience.
Yeah.
Yes, it's these tiny attentions to detail that I think is very charming in a competition, and it's not too much effort also from an organizer to like think of things like that.
Well, you just have to think about it, right? That's the issue. Like you don't even realize, and if you haven't been in the competition and experienced this was kind of icky, you don't even think about it. Or even like if I were organizing something, I wouldn't think about it right now.
Yeah,
it's something that you should do. Well, maybe now I will remember because I just had this.
Yeah, it's also like these things that you. Yay! Congratulations. Table 100. Also a Hungarian competitor. Christina.
Yeah, I should let you pronounce the Hungarian name, not try to attempt that.
Well, a lot of it is just
and
like
another one.
Yes.
40.
Congratulations.
That's another Polish.
Another Polish competitor. And from Hungary. Yes, so all of these like little things you also just pick up as you go to competitions. So the more you compete, the more of these things you see from others. So like when I was organizing a competition as well, like I started using ideas that I have seen here or seen there or heard from someone that it was good. So like you like piece it together as you are like in the puzzle community.
Yeah, we are still growing it, and we will do more and more of that.
Yes, there's definitely more and more people. And table 98, also Katalin, is almost done. One more piece and complete. Very good.
Right.
We really have a very big amount of people. Like it's a overwhelming majority of people done in like the given time, which is very, very good.
Table 70 might also make it.
In the next 7
think-
minutes that is left.
6 by now.
More, yes.
Cutting it close, but like those are like just 20 pieces, maybe less than 20 pieces.
Yes, and also the less it gets, the easier it is to just like fill in the gap.
Exactly. So I think this one will be done. And
We
also
see a big puzzle
64
tray there.
with a puzzle that also might get finished. And okay, so I see 3 puzzles that I believe are gonna be done.
Yes, this is the
The
last
others
6 minutes.
probably not, or at least the others that are on screen.
Yes. Yes. So there are definitely people, bottom left corner, there's just like 5 pieces. And then on that big puzzle tray, there's maybe like 10. I always have a very hard time judging like how many pieces
No,
are
it's
left.
a little bit more. I know, like, it's like Michelle also miscounts the pieces
Yes.
a lot. She undercounts them, but like every time that I'm listening while I'm competing in an AJJ, I'm there like, are you saying that and it's your usual like plus 40, or are you saying that and
And it's
did
correct.
you learn to count? And like, should I, like, how far behind am I right now versus what you're saying
yeah.
about someone else? Because she never talks about me, like I'm not the force to finish.
Yeah.
But I'm also in the top something usually, and
another
so I try
finisher.
to see. Congrats!
This time from Spain.
So happy.
And so happy, a little happy dance.
Yeah, love that. But yeah, back to that. So like I'm close enough that I always want to know, like, am I making it into the top 10 or so? And like when she goes and person whoever just has 10 pieces left, and I see like I still have 100, and I'm like, do they have like 60? And which means they still have like 5 minutes to go, or do they actually have 10 and they're finishing in 20 seconds?
Yes.
Up to now, it has always been in reality, like, well, no, if she says 10, like it's 15, but sometimes she says like 20, 30 pieces, and it's like more like 100.
I'm exactly the same. I have a very hard time like judging numbers. And another finisher, table 70.
Congrats! Looks very surprised.
Susanna
but
Mishikova.
also happy.
Yes, and then the closer you get to the time limit, the happier people get that they finished,
Yeah.
which I also find like very, very cool.
Adorable.
Because it's also like so good, because when you know that you can do it, when the option is there, but then you have the stress of like, oh my god, the time is going to run out and I'm so close, and then you can't finish it once it's done, then yeah, it can be slightly disappointing.
Yeah.
But then the happiness of still finishing it on time is just great every single time.
Yeah, that is. And what was I thinking? I lost my train of thought.
The piece count numbers.
Oh yeah, like I think like at some point we need to train all of the commentators for the various things and like exercise. You just like get the picture. You have to very fast say how many it is and continue like do that as an exercise until like you actually like learn like to count.
That is actually not a very bad idea. You just like throw a number of pieces down and then you'd have to tell like how many it is.
I think we can just collect photos from screenshots
also
from
be
like
possible.
existing things and actually, but someone needs to count and then like you have the answer, right? Because you need to do I don't know if you study languages with Anki or one of those apps where like you just have the word, like same thing but like with the how many pieces are left.
Yeah, there's an app development idea for people who can do this. Like a piece count trainer.
Yeah. I don't think it's hard. Like the actual hard part is like collecting enough pictures and like counting it, or getting automation to count it. But I don't know like how good we are at that yet.
Yes.
And yeah, to just train the commentators.
And another finisher at table 122, but we just barely missed it. And now 96 is also working from the box. And there, table 122. And so happy with the table mate.
Yes.
Got a little applause from their table mate as well. Done. Big relief. We only have a minute and a half left until time is up.
So our last
Yes,
pieces.
the last
Go, go,
pieces
go,
are being
everyone.
placed for now.
You're so close. Oh,
Super close.
this is so close. You could do it.
Yes,
Believe in it.
it would still be possible. But it seems like at this pace, it's most probably not going to happen.
No, I don't see the energy needed anymore.
1 perc van
You could
hátra a
do it.
szintidőből.
There's
And just one minute left.
remaining.
Is this the first warning that they get?
I think so. I wasn't exactly
Too late for
listening to
people
it.
to do something about it. Oh, the puzzle shirt person is still here.
Oh, puzzle shirt.
Hadn't seen
Yeah,
them for a while.
some of these puzzle clothing items are really, really incredible that you kind of want to get yourself as well.
Yeah. We
Yes.
need more.
Only
puzzle.
30 seconds left. So now it's really just the last pieces. Oh, on the top right corner, the table is so very close.
Yeah, but not close enough.
Not close enough anymore,
Well,
most probably.
Both the tables on the top, they are very similar in the number of pieces, but
Yes.
we are not gonna
9,
get there.
8, 7, 6,
5,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2, 1.
1.
and
És a
Time is
szabadidőnek
up.
vége.
And the counter kept going though, but yes, it's gone now. It's done. Yes.
And congratulations to everyone.
Hölgyeim és
From what I
uraim,
could
kedves
see,
versenyzők, kedves kísérők, túl vagyunk a
Yes,
mai
they're
nap
going to
első
start counting
selejtezőjén.
their
Még egy nagy
pieces.
tapsot szeretnék kérni valamennyi résztvevőnek.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear
And we're going to
spectators,
see.
dear
So we had
competitors, a big
somewhere
applause
around
for everyone. We are done
103
with the first
competitors
individual
finished. This is the
qualifier.
most updated results that we have
Gratulálunk
had so far.
mindenkinek. Rövid számolás
The
és
rest of the people that
tereprendezés.
haven't finished are
Utána
going to
jöhet
count their
majd a
pieces. That is
kettes
going to be logged.
selejtező csoport mezőnye. Amint
And you will
érkezhettek
be
az
able to
asztalhoz,
see
szólunk
that on the
azonnal.
website.
Yes,
Congratulations
all of the
to
results are
everybody.
available
Now
on the
we are
website
going
of
to
the
count the
Hungarian
remaining
Puzzle Association
pieces
of the
and
European
set up
Championship.
for the second qualifier.
And
As
yes.
soon as you are ready to come in and sit down, we will let you know.
And we are waiting
Az
for
első
input.
selejtezőből kiindulva, ez nagyjából azt jelenti,
And
hogy
yes, very-
11 óra 10 perc környékétől jöhettek majd az asztalokhoz, de mondom, még egyszer jelezzük majd, hogy mikortól érkezhettek.
We are expecting you to be back around 11:10-ish, but we will let you know.
Addig is nézzetek szét itt a teremben, regisztráció ugye a terem jobb oldalán, aki még esetleg nem tette meg.
Until then, just look around, buy puzzles if you wish, you can buy t-shirts, and definitely make sure that you do register at the registration desk.
Vásárolhatok puzzle mintás pólókat, itt van a régiójáték az emeleten, és van egy szuper puzzle falunk is, ezt is ki lehet próbálni egy-két fénykép erejéig.
So as I mentioned before, you can buy puzzle t-shirts. The Regio is selling puzzles up on the balcony. Make sure you check them out. And also we have a very nice wall that you can take photos in front of.
Szóval egyelőre
And yes, so the round is being finished up, pieces are being counted, all of the results are going to be visible on the website. And thank you very much to Chiara for co-hosting the first round of the competition with me.
Thank you for inviting me to do this with you. It
And
was
good
very-
luck for your round that is coming up
Thank
just
you.
now.
Yes. it
So
is.
we are going to be back at 11:30 with the qualifying round for the individual competition Group B. This is going to be 11:30. And yes, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.